been able to find its strengths and really lean into them. In this case, being incredible action sequences. I was talking to Alan, and I understand that they bring in some of the top stunt people from around the world. We shot it up in Toronto. This season takes place in New York and Philadelphia. So of course we shot in Toronto, but they have a fantastic art department that makes things look as if it were in those cities. And they don't just use Canadian talent because the work is so strenuous and intense that they bring in the top stunt performers from around the world, and which is incredible. And it's all on the screen. Aside from that, the story based on Lee Child's incredible volume of 24 novels. This one is from Gone Tomorrow. I think it's the 11th book in the series, and it's a great jumping off point. The story is rich and layered, and I really had a lot of fun being a part of it.
I suppose, Kevin, we know Alan's a very big man, but he's very much a gentle giant. When you met him
Yeah.
for the first time on a set, were you sort of taken back by how very intimidating in terms of a physical appearance he looks? Because not a man you would want to get into fisticuffs with.
Well, we had met. We were both at a Comic Con in Rhode Island. I was there as a guest for a number of things, but mainly the movie I was in, Clerks 2. It was the 20th anniversary, so they brought me out to be with the cast, Kevin Smith, and Alan was there promoting one of his television shows. I can't remember the name of it, but we met in, of all places, the gym, believe it or not. I was not lifting as much weight as he was, just to be clear. I was on different machines, but we started chatting and we met very early. It was like a 6 a.m. one morning. And I reminded him, I said, if you're, he said, oh, yeah, that's right. He said it was 6 in the morning. He says, that sounds like me. So I had met him before. And no, he has a very gentle nature, very kind, very altruistic. I know he's very much into helping people and charity. And, but I've worked with a lot of actors, and when they turn on the character, that's it. They're that character. You know what I mean? Victor Garber comes to mind as one of them, who I worked with on Alias. Offset, the most gregarious, friendly, loving, and as soon as he turned into Jack Bristow, it was no more games. I'm Jack Bristow. Same thing with Reacher. I'm Reacher. Same admirable talents, both of them. So
And
yeah, but he's very big dude. Yes. They film him kind of from an angle that makes him look even bigger. But yes,
okay.
he's got a head start.
And Kevin, playing a freelance journalist, can you tell us a
Yeah.
bit more about Russell Plum without giving too much away?
Yeah, I play a guy who's been fired from 5 newspapers, including the Washington Post and the Sentinel, for trying to out the government for malfeasance and wrongdoings. And he's being shut down. He's living in a loft. His family, his wife has left him. He's on his own. He's living in a broken down. He's almost squatting in a loft, and he sees a. This is all in the very beginning. He sees a CIA black site, or what he thinks is, across the way, and he feels, oh, if I can only expose what this black site is, perhaps I can get my career back. I could get my life back. I could win my Pulitzer Prize. And he ends up helping Reacher and the team, and they end up helping him. And he goes on this journey with Tamara Green, who's played by Sidel Noel, and Jacob Merrill, who's played by Christopher Marquette, and of course, Alan. So the four of us go on this journey to try to solve this case, of which I'm not going to get into because it's so layered. I have a hard time even following it, but I think the fans will be into it.
And I know, obviously, Alan does an awful lot of action scenes, that can be
Yeah.
said. But dare I say, do you whet your appetite? Do you get your feet dirty in terms of getting
Oh,
involved in one or two sequences in this season?
It's a little sunny in here. I do. I do quite a bit of running from weaponry because I'm a civilian, remember,
Yeah.
and I'm with two police officers, one of whom is a detective and one of whom is just an active duty small town cop. And of course, the great Jack Reacher. So I am the kind of voice of the people. I'm not, very much doing the action, but I'm involved in the action. And the only time I actually hurt myself was I fell coming down the stairs of my trailer to go to set and I scraped my leg. That was the only injury I had, which is kind of embarrassing to admit, but it's the truth. And one time on set, actually, Alan and I get involved in something which I don't want to spoil, uh, where I kind of bump my head on something, but they have a great medical team on staff to help the civilians like me, and I was all right. And I got a piece of actually, now that I think about it, I got a piece of glass in my eye. It's not real glass. It's breakaway plastic made
Okay.
from sugar glass that they use on set. And unfortunately, a little piece got my eye, but they flushed it right out. The doctor was there, and I can see, despite the sunglasses, I can see.
And dare I say, Kevin, being on set of Reacher, landing this
Yeah.
role, obviously you're an accomplished actor in yourself. Did you read any of the books of Lee Childs to give you a sense of the environment or universe you were going to be coming into?
Yeah, of course. I had already read a bunch of them. I was a fan of the work, and I started to read Gone Tomorrow, and I realized that actually my character Russell Plum, he's not in the book. He was an added character to create an additional story from the perspective of a civilian involved. And that's something that Nick Santora wanted to do. So if people do read the book Gone Tomorrow, you'll see Russell's not in the book, but he's obviously very heavily featured in the TV show.
Yeah.
So, but it's a great book. I mean, 24 books. It's amazing. I think it's continuing. I think his son is writing them now. I think Mr. Lee Child is retired and living in England, just across the pond there for me, and just retired. So, if you're a Reacher fan, I think there are more books coming.
Yeah.
Just read my son.
And Kevin, I do believe that this was shot, you mentioned filming in Canada, but it was back in 2024, I do believe. So two
Yeah.
years
No, no,
ago.
2025.
Oh,
The
2025.
summer of
Okay.
2025.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
only a year, only a year.
yeah,
So
yeah,
so the turnaround has been quite quick enough. So in terms of obviously a big, massive block production series like Reacher. So has it been
yeah,
crazy the last month or so in terms of publicity and promotions?
yeah. I mean, people are excited. Some reviews just came out today. We are like 100% on Rotten Tomatoes so far, and social media, people seem like I've been doing a lot of stuff on my socials, at Kevin Weisman and uh, behind the scenes photos. And yes, I've been doing some interviews and people seem to really like the show. I understand it's like the number one show on Amazon and internet, very high ranked all platform international show because I think it's something that people in all countries enjoy and can follow because it's a lot of action and the story isn't too, even if you don't speak the greatest English, you can still follow the story. Maybe I don't know. It's complicated as well, but seems to do quite well. People are excited, so yes, we're promoting it.
And obviously, I spoke to a few of the cast members of the Night Agent, the recent season. I was talking
Yeah.
about the sort of the ongoing rivalry, a good friendly rivalry between the Night Agent and the Reacher, going at each other, raising their standards each season, year on year. Is that good to have a real good competitor in the market as well? If people want to see the best at each year, it seems to be the night agent's trying to outdo Reacher, and Reacher's trying to outdo the night agent.
You mean in terms of numbers or like
In
streaming
terms
numbers?
of surpassing it in terms of quality, in terms of performance.
Oh, well, The Night Agent's a great show. They do a great job. It's like comparing in the old days, the Lakers and the Celtics,
Yeah.
in my day, the big rivalry in the 80s. Both great teams. You got the Magic Johnson on one, you got Larry Bird on the other. So, or nowadays, you've got Victor Wembanyama and you got the New York Knicks. Both great shows. I think it's a friendly rivalry. I'll say
Yeah.
that much.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. We both want each other to do well. You know, we want people to come to the Amazon Prime to watch the show, and just to watch the you watch one. You know, what's this? Let's click on this because I worked for Amazon. I was on a show called Goliath with Billy Bob Thornton. Excuse me, and that was about 9 years ago. And it was just kind of at the beginning of Amazon original programming. So when you would tell people, I mean, they had stuff, but it hadn't had like these huge hits yet. Um, just quality programming, just not maybe like these breakout hits. And it was kind of like, oh, I'm on Amazon. They're like, oh, give me where you shop. And I'm like, yes, they have television now, original programming. And now, obviously, it's a huge streaming platform. And so, but you still want more people to come to the Amazon Prime app and watch stuff. So if they're watching The Night Agent, then they watch Reacher the other way around. I think it's all good. You know,
Okay.
more eyeballs, man.
And Kevin, busy times for yourself. I do believe
Yeah,
you've other projects in the works.
yeah. I'm producing and acting in a movie here in California called Waiting in the Tall Grass. A wonderful film. We've got a wonderful cast. I can't reveal some of the couple couple really great A-listers that we have involved just yet because we're in the middle of negotiating. But really good film. Very prescient. It was shot out in the desert. It's kind of a desert heist sort of film, and we're just prepping for that for filming out in the heat of California. What's the weather like there in Ireland right now?
It's quite sunny and tempered. It's quite good for August, would you believe it or not? It's
Oh,
not
good.
too hot or it's not too cold either. It's just in between. It's quite pleasant.
You're in Dublin?
West
Oh,
coast of
West.
Ireland. So Galway, Clare, Limerick, down that direction.
Beautiful, man. Well, I have to get out there. I'm ashamed to say I've yet to come, but I hear wonderful things. Wonderful
Kevin,
things.
I'm going to turn it over to you now for the final 30 seconds or so.
Yeah.
You might enlighten all our audience, all our listeners, why they should tune in August the 12th, Prime Video here in Ireland and UK to watch season 4 of The Reacher. And when they do, sir, what's in store for them?
A lot of action, a fantastic layered plot, very prescient about should we trust government? Should we not? You know, who can we trust? Classic Reacher themes. There's a bit of romance, as always, and a lot of action. I tried to bring some humor to it with my character, um, sort of a desperation humor, and just a lot of fun, man. I've seen all the episodes, and it's truly fantastic. I think it ranks up there with one of the best, if not the best season yet.